All right, I want to talk a little bit about identifying your emotional triggers. We've heard a lot of people, and you might be one of those people who have said you emotionally eat. I'm not really sure what that means exactly, but there's something that creates an emotion in somebody that makes them eat food that they don't want to eat after they eat it, okay? Or they didn't want to eat, and they don't realize that until after they eat it. And so, so the emotional component of regaining our health and our well-being is a vitally important piece. And if you haven't watched the video on the functional model of health, go watch that. It's on the main website where I talk about these three macro components of health and well-being. And one of those macro components is our emotional well-being. And so knowing what the triggers are that stimulate something emotionally that cause you to engage in behaviors that are not supportive of your ultimate objective is really, really important from the get-go. Because when you can consciously become aware of those triggers, it's going to help you to regain control of those emotions and not react in such a way that you go do something that's going to potentially sabotage you. And I would say that that's probably one of the biggest challenges for some people, is that they become their own saboteur. In other words, the emotions that they don't necessarily recognize, or the triggers that they don't recognize that cause those emotions, begin to set them up for failure. And so when you begin to recognize these things and you identify them and you take control of them, I think it's really important. And I'll just give you an example. I'm not an emotional eater, but I'm an impatient person. That's a challenge that I've had for a long time. In other words, I want stuff yesterday, and I know that may not be abnormal in today's society, but I've recognized that about myself, and there's things that, that when they create this emotion in me, sometimes it triggers into an angry response, right? Traffic is a perfect example. Here in the Denver metro area, we've experienced a substantial increase in population, right? And that increase in population, because this is such a wonderful place, has created an increase in traffic. So if I have to go sit in traffic, I have to do some deep breathing exercises, and I have to do some things to maybe, get myself in a place where I'm not going to react, okay? And that's something that I work on ongoingly, okay? It's something that I'm constantly working on, but I've recognized. So if there's a food that's a trigger for you, get rid of it. Don't even have it in the house. Stay away from it. If there's a relationship that you're in that is a toxic relationship that creates an emotion in you that makes you want to go eat something or do something or whatever it is that's not supportive to your health and your well-being, then address it. But I think consciously acknowledging these triggers, being aware of these triggers, is really important. And I'll finish with this, is that we have many partners in health, and one of the things that I've wanted to identify over time is how I can guide people towards getting to someone that can help them reconnect with who they are and to become more conscientious of some of these emotions that are driving behaviors that are not supportive of their overall goals and objectives. So if you go to our Partners in Health page, you're going to find at least a couple of individuals on there that can help you if you feel like that's something that you would benefit from. One is Dr. Anissa Cordova, and another is Scott Kepsel. Both of them are amazing people. They've helped a tremendous amount of our clients over the years to address the emotional component of their health and well-being and really give them control back. And that's what's important to me, is that I want to always think from the standpoint of how do we empower the individual? How do we give them that ability to respond with ability? That's what responsibility is, respond with ability. So you can go to the Partners in Health page. You can check out a little bit more about Scott. You can check out a little bit more about Dr. Cordova. And they offer no obligation initial consultations. And then if you choose to move forward with them because they are a partner in health, they're going to actually give you a % discount on their service as well. So, so that's I think a potentially good tool for many people that have food addiction problems or any other sort of behavioral issues that are not, once again, aligning with their ultimate objective. So number one thing is to identify identify those triggers or identify those challenges and then walk towards them and address them. And if you have questions on that, obviously reach out to us. We'd love to help you with that or provide you with direction or guidance on that in terms of people that you can get to, like Scott, like Dr. Cordova. And I think you might be amazed when you recognize that and you address it, how quickly it can begin to change things for the better for you. Okay?